What's going on, guys? It's your boy, the one-eyed warrior Cohen here, and we have an educational video today for you guys. I'm going to show you guys how to clean and maintain a CZ P10C ported in this video. So, I have my CZ P10C ported. First things first, guys. Empty magazine, and we have empty magazine as well as an empty chamber. So we are clear on this firearm, and as you guys can see, this thing is dirty. I just took it to the range these past few off days that I've had. Finally got my slide release to kind of work, so we are clear. As you guys can see, P10C ported right there, as well as it even says it right there. It's pretty cool. This range trip that I took with this gun was the first range trip for this firearm, and it worked incredible. No malfunctions, no issues. Magazines fed well, shot really flat, really nicely. Trigger was nice. I definitely want to get a light and an optic for it, but that's not the subject of today's video. But I do want to let you guys know that we will be doing a around 1,000 round review of this gun. I'm probably going to pick up some more 9mm ammo, and we will be doing a full review on this gun for the channel in the near future, so stay tuned for that. But today I'm going to show you guys how to clean and maintain your CZ P10C ported. So first, you have your gun, and I'm also going to show you, I'm going to show you fully with this magazine, the flush fit magazine, and I will show you a way, if you do not want to take the base pad off of this magazine that it comes with, because it comes with this magazine, the same base plate on this magazine as well, but they come with these base pads, these +2 base pads, so you get 17 rounds and 15 rounds. So if you don't want to, say you had a hard time trying to get the base plate off and you want to just keep it on there, I'm going to show you guys how to just kind of do a quick clean on the follower of the magazine instead of fully disassembling the magazine and having to go through that process, because it can be a pain. It was kind of a pain to get this on here, so I can only imagine the pain it takes to get this off. But I will be fully disassembling this magazine, and I will show you exactly how to do that. So, for the process, you guys are going to need your 2 magazines, whether they have the flush fit or the extended base plates. It's up to you. I have 1 extended and then 1 flush fit because I do conceal carry, so the flush fit is usually my carry mag and the extended is usually my backup magazine. But for now, 2 magazines. Obviously, your cleared and safe pistol, the important. You're going to need some oil and lubricant. I just have some CLP, basic stuff. You're going to need some cleaning pads, as well as your cleaning kit that comes included with your CZ P10C ported. And this will contain your cleaning rod and your little like brush for it. So go ahead and take the cap off, and you have your little jig as well as the little thing for your cleaning pad and your brush. So you're going to need those things as well. And then just a towel or t-shirt or whatever, shop rag type deal, just to wipe everything down and get rid of any of that extra oil. Because if you guys don't know, if you guys are kind of new to firearms, the one thing you don't want to do when cleaning your firearm is leave a lot of oil or lubricant like CLP. You don't want to put a bunch of this stuff on your gun and then just let it sit, because it will actually corrode the gun. It'll create rust. Before I went to school for firearms and that type of deal, I had I think it was my Smith & Wesson. It was either my Smith & Wesson or my 1911 that I had. one of those. I just didn't know how to care for it properly at the time, and ended up getting a little bit of rust. Not necessarily because I over-oiled it. I think it's because I didn't oil it. It sat and didn't get used a ton. So I've obviously learned from that mistake. So that's the one thing you guys don't want to do is over-oil and then let your gun sit. If you guys are not daily carrying this pistol, or any pistol for that matter, what you want to do is you want to lightly oil it a little bit. Just lightly, you know, on the barrel, anywhere where it's metal to metal, lightly. And wipe off any excess, and then you can put it in the safe and let it sit. So, anyways, so obviously you need the pistol, you need your magazines, you need your cleaning tools, a rag, some of these pads, and then some oil and lubricant. And that is what you're going to need for this process. I'm going to show you guys how to do that now. So, what you're going to want to do is take your pistol. Mine I've converted to left hand, so magazine release is on this side and everything like that, but it is a handy gun as far as disassembly. So you're going to grab the gun on the beaver tail like that, swoop your fingers around the back so it's not really covering the ejection port. Again, this firearm's clear, so it's fine, but you're over the optics plate. What you want to do is grab those serrations and just slightly pull back. You can see it barely have it pulled back, just a smidge, just enough to be able to pull down on both of your takedown levers, which are here and here. You're going to pull down both of those at the same time, and your slide will pop right off, just like mine did. I'm also going to show you guys how to do the slide. This is going to be kind of a full cleaning. Obviously, we're not going to fully disassemble the frame. We're going to keep it as is, but we're going to go over it and kind of clean it out just a little bit. Another optional thing that I have that you may not, but would be a decent thing to have is some cleaning kits that you buy come with, it looks like almost a toothbrush, but it's just a wire brush that you can use. And I'll show you right here. Some of these cleaning kits come with this as kind of an extra little thing. I've seen people use a regular toothbrush, so you can do that. Of course, it's optional. It does help when it comes to cleaning out a lot of that carbon deposits, especially if you've shot your gun a lot. It is definitely a good idea to go over your frame and your slide with that type of brush to kind of get all that extra carbon fouling out. So now that we have our slide off of our frame, what we are going to do now is we're going to take our recoil assembly out, the recoil spring assembly out, just like that. Set that off to the side. That'll be cleaned as well. And then you just take your barrel, slide it forward like so, and up and out of the gun. So you have your barrel, and now you have your field stripped slide. So now what we're going to do, and you guys can see, I mean, my hands are already filthy. This gun has been shot a decent bit in that one range trip. We probably put well over probably 100, 150 rounds through this gun already. So it was a good bit. So what we're going to do, what you want to do first is you want to put some CLP through your barrel. And there we go. It'll help start to kind of pick up all the carbon deposits. So you're going to take it, this is your chamber end, this is your muzzle end. You're going to take it from your chamber to your muzzle and just slide a few drops of CLP down there. And then what you're going to do, set that barrel down real quick, is before you start cleaning all of this, you're going to have your jig here and you're going to have your little wire brush here. What you're going to do is twist that on to the end here. And you're going to take it from chamber to muzzle, and you're going to push it all the way down, like like so, just a few times, not much, just enough to kind of pick up some of the carbon foulings and kind of get that broken up, mainly. That's what you mainly want to do, is just kind of get that carbon starting to break up in there. So if there's a lot of carbon in there, it'll start to break up. And I mean, as you guys can see, I'm going to show you guys this. I mean, that thing is filthy. Just from the first shot, I mean, it's not much. We didn't put many rounds through them, but ported guns tend to get way dirtier, way quicker. So, I'm going to go ahead and let that barrel sit for a second. I'm going to put some extra CLP and just kind of let that sit for a minute. While we do our slide. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your slide here, and you're just going to put a few drops of CLP where the barrel sits. Just like 2 drops, you don't need much. And also on the back here, you're going to put some CLP just to kind of break up any little carbon deposits. Again, just like 2 drops. And this is where that brush is going to come in. So now you take it and you just take your brush and brush all the inside of there. Get in there good. Brush it up in there. And you just get in there good. Get in the port that's up there. Definitely want to get the port that's up there. And yeah, so just kind of brush that down good. Sides and everything. To kind of break up all those, like I said, all those deposits. You want to get those broken up so that way everything is good there. So then, if you're doing your magazines, what you want to do, and this is going to be an important step. So, as you can see, we've got a little hole right there. You're going to depress that hole. You're going to start to slide your base plate off. Keep your thumb over this hole. That spring will go flying. So very important. You just keep your thumb over that, and we pull off our base plate. So now we have our magazine. The round would be facing this way, so you need to keep your spring oriented in that way. So I'm going to have mine oriented like this, and you're just going to pull your spring out with your follower like so, and then your follower should just pop right off. Sometimes it's a little... okay, so this is one of those. First time I've taken these magazines apart. So, learning little things. And if it doesn't come, you can keep the follower on there. That's fine. That's actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep the follower on there. So now you have your magazine body, which, if you guys don't know, so when the rounds go off, when you fire the gun, that explosion is happening pretty much right above the magazine. So some of those carbon foulings and deposits are actually going to go down into your magazine body. For concealed carry, it's not necessarily as important for you to clean your magazines, because you most likely probably won't have to use your firearm. So there's less likelihood of you needing to clean your magazines. But if you run, say you were to run this for competition, you definitely want to be cleaning your mags often. I would say if you're running concealed carry, clean your mags every 6 months or so. If you're running competition, clean them pretty much after every match or every couple of matches if you start to have issues. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, again, a couple drops of CLP, and we're just going to drop it inside the magazine. Just a couple drops. Now again, nothing Nothing super duper duper crazy. We're going to take our little brush and we're just going to brush all the way on all sides to pick up any of those carbon deposits. Now, this may not be the most efficient way to clean a magazine. If somebody has a better way of doing it, let me know in the comments below. This is just how I've always done it. Kind of just a basic thing. So now, kind of get our shop rag in there, or our towel. Just kind of dry the mag out. Of course, I mean, you don't want any extra oil or any crazy stuff in there, so you kind of want to clean it out as best you can, get it up in there, pick up all that oil, pick up all the CLP and everything, and kind of, you know, run that through once or twice. And looks pretty dang good to me. So that looks pretty good. So that is the magazine body of the gun done. So now we're going to take our spring and follower here. You can see it's got some gunk on it, just from shooting. What we're going to do is we're just going to take a slight drop of CLP. Just, you need one drop for this one. You don't need anything crazy. And we're going to go ahead and again just take our brush and just kind of brush that carbon away. Just get all that carbon deposits, get all that crap out of there. Make it look nice. Make it look nice again. And this process is basically the same on the extended magazine. If you didn't want to, or if you're having a hard time taking the magazine apart, this process right here is the same that you would do to the extended magazine. Obviously without taking the spring out, you just keep it in the magazine body. You just keep the magazine together, but you do the same process, clean the follower off, and make sure that it's looking good. So it can be hard to get, I don't know if you guys can see, it can be hard to get this little corner right here. It doesn't need to be perfect, but I mean, as you guys could tell, before that thing was dirty. Now it's nice and orange again, so it's right back to where it should be. So now, we're going to take our spring and follower with our floor plate. We're going to go ahead and slide that right back into the gun. Push that floor plate down. Take our base pad. And sometimes this can be a little tricky. Just be patient. And go and wait for that, and then you're just going to push it down. Usually it will click back into place. There we go. Hear that little click, and you're right back there, so that's good. And we will be doing a function test at the end of the video to make sure that everything works in the firearm as intended. So we have that. We've had our barrel sitting a little bit with the CLP in it. So now what we are going to do is you're going to take the other end of your the other piece of your cleaning kit. We're going to screw it onto the end of the jag again. Screw the other end on, make sure that it's nice and tight. And you're going to take one of your little fabric pads, split it in half like a taco, and feed it right through until you get it to this state, just like this. What you're going to do is you're going to take your barrel, and again from muzzle, or from chamber to muzzle, just run a little cleaning pad through just to kind of pick up any of that carbon. And if you have to, and you're most likely going to have to use a few of these. That's why usually when they sell them in big packs, because you're going to have to use a bunch, or at least several to get your gun clean. The good rule of thumb is basically use as many cleaning little fabric pads as you need until they come out white. Once they come out white, you know that you've picked up all of that carbon and you've picked up all that crap in there, and you should be good. So, just a good rule of thumb, at least that's what I was taught when cleaning a gun. And if you even wanted to, just a little bit extra, just take a dab of CLP. Just like one or two little drops. Run it on that cleaning pad, run it through, and just to kind of help out a little bit extra with everything. Like that. There we go. And I'd say we're pretty good there, so that's done. And what you want to do too is take your CLP and put it on your actual barrel. And go ahead and take your brush. So you got CLP on the barrel. Kind of see a little shininess. And just brush the outside. Mainly the reason is, again, get all that carbon, because ported guns really like to get gunked up. That's why I said when you're doing the slide to get that porthole. Same thing on the barrel. This will get clogged up super fast. So just kind of go over it a little bit. Same thing on the feed ramp too. Just a little brush on the feed ramp. There we go. And then you can take the shop rag and kind of, again, wipe off any of that extra oil, extra stuff. Make sure that it's all good. There we go. So that looks pretty good. So now, just take a little pad. Same thing again, put it in our little cleaning rig. And just go over your slide. Just go over your slide. Mainly, like if that doesn't work, you guys can just take the actual pad and just kind of go over. Mainly just trying to get up a lot of that extra oil, all that stuff, and just kind of do that. I mean, you guys can see that's just from the back area of my slide. You know, so you can tell how dirty the slide is compared to really everything else. I mean, it's the biggest part of the gun, so that's what you want to really kind of focus on and get, you know, clean. I mean, look at that. This is just from one range trip, guys. I just took this thing out for its first range trip. So, I mean, you can tell, I mean, this thing is dirty. Like, it went out and it went crazy. So, super cool. And the gun performed absolutely phenomenal, too. So, I mean, I cannot complain there. She was perfect. So, there we go. Got all that. And if you guys aren't getting dirty, you guys aren't doing it right. Just remember that. So, there's that. So now you've cleaned your slide, your barrel. The one thing you want to go over just quickly, it doesn't need to be anything crazy. It's just the recoil spring assembly. Just a light little, like maybe like 3 things, like 3 drops, 3 small drops, and just kind of take it. Again, this is something I've always done. It might not be the way you're supposed to do it, but it's the way I've done it. You can figure out these little things yourself to kind of figure out what you want to do. So there's that. So now, with our frame, take your frame, and what you can do is just real small drawings. CLP. Take your brush and just kind of, you don't want to go too crazy hard, just go, you know, just kind of go soft a little bit, you know, very light. Again, mainly just to get all the gunk up off everything and, you know, take care of all that stuff. There's that. And that. Cool. So now, take another little pad of ours and just get all that extra CLP up, all the extra lubricant, get all that up, and get all the extra oils and everything. That. Take your towel, do an extra little wipe down. Simple, easy but effective. Like that, like that. Super simple, super easy. There you go. Now, frame's oiled up, or not oiled up, but cleaned up. You're good there. So now, time to put everything back together and oil it up one last time before we do a functions check. So, go ahead and grab your barrel, like so. Go ahead and slide that in. Slide your recoil spring assembly in like so. And pop it into its little groove. Sometimes it can be a little bit tricky because there is just a small groove for it to sit in, so you got to kind of clip it in. So now what you're going to want to do is just take some CLP and right on the little slide rails, just a small little smear drop of it. Same thing on your frame, like right here. Again, real small. Doesn't need to be anything crazy. So then you're going to take your slide and pop it right back on to your frame like so. Wipe off any of the extra little CLP that may be around. Rack it a few times to help distribute the oil and the lubricant. Works super good. Now, after you clean your gun, you want to run a basic functions check. So the one thing you should have is some type of snap cap or dummy round. The one brand that I've been using from one company is called Snap Point. Snap Point USA dummy rounds. These are 9mm, and these are real weight dummy rounds. So these are the equivalent of 124 grain 9mm, or at least close to that approximation. So what you want to do is you want to take your magazine, take one of your dummy rounds, or two of your dummy rounds actually, you want to make sure it feeds, and put them into your magazine. like so. Again, just for reference, these are dummy rounds. No real ammunition is used in the making of this video. Take your firearm like that, point in a safe direction. Good there. And then you want to make sure that had a little bit of a hiccup, I think. That's probably just from me racking it. Yeah, just from me racking it too slow. It happens. But again, that's why you function test, right? Just in case. So try one more time, just full bore, full go. Just make sure. So again, make sure that it's clear beforehand. Magazine, right? And then fed that last round and feeds again. So we are good. Firearm has been function tested. Works. Magazines feed. They extract. They eject. Everything works. So we have one more thing to check. Let's see. Just make sure your magazine has the last round hold open so that your slide stays locked to the rear on an empty magazine. You want to make sure, you know. And so yeah, that is how, there we go, you clean and maintain your CZ P10C port. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you out if you're new to firearms. And, you know, like I said, if you guys have any tips or tricks, leave them down in the comments below. And stay tuned for the next video.